Hello students, it's been quite some time that I have not posted any video on YouTube on my channel, and this time I think I have decided to start with new playlist, uh, and I have decided to take a course on foundation of statistics. This set of videos will be extremely useful for the postgraduate students pursuing their masters in computer application. Also, it would be useful for bachelor's, that is students pursuing their graduation in computer application, right? So, and I'm going to start right from fundamentals. So first topic, data classification. Uh, we know that raw data is extremely voluminous and unorganized. Raw data as it is cannot be used for any kind of analysis, and even if you try to go through that data, it's going to be extremely uh, difficult. So the first step probably would be to get this data organized in some way or the other. And to organize the data, you need to introduce certain fields, and to introduce certain fields you need to edit the data. So the classic example can be, you have a set of students having their marks for their final exams, uh, but you need analysis to be done based on gender, right? So probably you would think of adding a gender field within this set of data, so that you would come to know what is the average percentage scored by males, or what is the average percentage scored by females. Okay, so organizing data. Okay, so classification is one of uh, uh, the fundamental steps. Okay, uh, to organize the data, which will help us to group data based on certain characteristics. And obviously it helps in finding out or highlighting what are the important features, right? It helps us in enabling comparisons, very very important, right? It helps us in enabling comparisons, uh, making data suitable for analysis. Yeah, and thus we can say classification is the very first step towards systematic data analysis. Moving forward, we see that there are basically four types of data classification. The first type is chronological classification. Of course, the word chronology itself says that there is some sort of hierarchy, right? So if you see the data, uh, it's based on time. Data based on time will have hierarchy. So year 2020 to year 2025, or January to December, or quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. And the example could be population growth from 2000 to 2020. Okay, so chronological classification, grouping based on time. Geographical classification, grouping based on location. Location could be city, state, region, zones, countries. Okay, and from the uh, organization analysis perspective, one would like to know would like to know what are the sales figures state-wise for their products, right? Third is qualitative classification, based on certain attributes or qualities which are typically non-numeric, right? So gender is one of the example, religion, educational level, whether the uh, individual is postgraduate, graduate, 10, 12, whatever. Fourth type is quantitative classification, and these are measurable quantities. So obviously this is numeric data. So you can have bands of incomes, right? So 10,000 to 20,000, 20,000 to 30,000, different bands of incomes per month I'm talking about. Different age groups, less than 18, between 18 and 25, 25 and 35, 35 and 45. Okay. Exam scores, less than 50%, between 50% and 60%, 60% and 70%, 70% and above. Okay, so these are bands. Okay, and quantitative classifications are based on fields which are numeric. Okay, so what are different types of variables or variates? So variables is a quantity that is measured, okay, in a statistical study. So there are basically two types of variables. So continuous variable and discrete variable. So what are continuous variables? So continuous variables are those variables which has fraction in it, which has decimal point, and examples of those are weight, height, temperature. So basically, these are real numbers to be precise. They have decimal point in it, right? And discrete variables are those variables which are whole numbers or integers, typically whole numbers, right? They the values are countable, but not divisible, right? So examples are number of students in a class. So you can't have number of students in a class saying I have 35.5 students in the class. No. Or this family have two cars, the other family has 2.5 cars. No. So number of vehicles or number of cars a family owns is a whole number. Similarly, number of students in a class is a whole number. So basically, data or type of variables are of two types, continuous and discrete. We saw what are different types of classification, right? And we saw what are different types of variables. Uh, in next video, we'll see what is frequency distribution. Okay, so keep watching.